Hi everyone, my name is Desiree and I have for you here a project that will use up scraps and junk mail and it can be a cool little gift so you can share the junk journal world with someone and show off some skills, and it'll look like you did so much. So this here, let me just show you the project. It is envelopes and scraps, and they're just glued together in a staggered formation. And this I actually punched and made like a journal stitch. And again, all of these are envelopes, and then this is the pocket here. And so when it stands up, looks really cool on a desk, and you can add little journaling cards and envelopes to it. Add different things in the different pockets, little encouraging sayings, just make it really cool. Now some of the envelopes, all the envelopes started out white like this, and on this one it was all done with ink, with distress ink or the chocolate ink. But I'm going to show you that you can start with tea dyed or coffee dyed. I believe this one is tea dyed and this is coffee dyed envelope. And really depends on how long you leave them in the brew, how dark they'll be. And so you can always just do it with the ink. It doesn't have to be coffee or tea dye. Okay, and so when you get all these junk mail envelopes, they start stacking up, just grab different sizes. And truth be told, they really even don't have to be different sizes because you can fold them the way you want them. So I have these two basic envelopes here, and so I can take this one and fold it over here like this when I make this and make it shorter. And so it creates that staggered look. And same with this big fat one. I could have made that one my key signature one, but I wanted something going this way, so I took the big fat one and folded it over. And you can use the window side or not. And when I attach it, you can attach it on this side like this. And so that way it creates that open here kind of thing, like that. And I love this big envelope that I had. This is half of it. It's very sturdy, so I thought that would be a good base for this. And so it can be like that. To save time, I did start on some of the pieces. Let me show you what I did. This envelope was tea stain, coffee dyed and cut already, and so I'm using that one. I took a journal card that I had in my stash and I hot glued it here like that so that it became a tuck spot. I added a piece of scrap cardstock like a hinge so that it can so I didn't lose any envelope, and I could still attach it. This envelope, I haven't decorated it yet. I want to show you. It was a big envelope. I'm folding it over like this. And when I get my junk mail, I try not to open it like this. I get my cutter out so that I can cut the thinnest of parts off of one side. And I usually cut the top or the bottom really like a hair thin piece so that when I use it, I don't lose a lot of envelope. Like these, they were torn open, so they're not, I lose a lot of envelope and you don't know what you're gonna end up with. So if I tear, I tear on that end, but a lot of times, even opening them, I just take and slice off just a hair like that, and then the envelope's open to get the mail out, but I don't lose any of it. So I usually do that on the end. So I just wanted to show you guys with the tear envelopes how much you lose on that. All right, so with this one, I was able to get it open without tearing it. So and so like that, and I'm folding all of that over because I want to reinforce that edge, is what I did with that. All right, so we got that, and we're going to decorate it. Has some writing on it. That's okay, because we're going to cover that up with some scraps. This envelope, it was one of the ones with the big window. I folded it over like that, and so I cut it at the top, so that became a pocket right there. And here we go. And then on this side, because I folded it up like that, this became a pocket right here. And so because I want to do this with it, I'm going to have to extend this so that it comes over to the side. So first of all, we got this. I'm going to take any piece of scrap that I have. Cardstock would be good. And I'm going to extend that so that when I attach it to the back here, it can stick out like that. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we got that and that. And this is my big piece here. And that's going to be there. Like that. I wonder if I want to do that with that little cut piece. What did I do with it? There it is. Might be a little too busy. No, I might leave it there. At any rate, with that being said, with this big envelope, this was that big one. This is the other half of that big envelope that I was telling. I took my circle punch and I punched a little notch here so that you could see where to open it there. I'm gonna take some ink and just ink up the inside too, like that. And I punched these holes so that on the back side I can add paper, like a paper pad. So that's what I'm gonna do with that. I thought of all kind of cool things that you could add to the back like that, like a calendar, tear off calendar pages. So really cool way to do that. All right, so let's get to this one here that I haven't decorated. And I have over here one of my containers of scraps, and we're just gonna grab some scraps. I live in Texas, so that's a good one to use, huh? It's a big piece. I might use that one on the other side. Grab these pieces. Another big piece. I'm gonna grab some little pieces. All these are, okay, here we go. We got all those scraps. I'm gonna grab those. All right, I have this little thin piece. I really like that. I think I'm gonna use that on the edge here. And of course, if you don't have a thin piece, just make one, huh? Let's see here. So that's where it's gonna open up. I think I'll put this on the back here. Kind of lay out what you're gonna do with the pieces. And this is going to be attached. I think I should do that first. I'm going to take this little piece here and attach it. Anything that's a hinge, I will use hot glue. Anything that's decorating the front, I'll use stick glue. But if it's going to be a hinge, you want it to really stick. You don't want it, or if it's going to be a pocket where people are going to take things in and out, you want to make sure that you really have that it's secured. Take my corner chomper and cut that. Might leave that up there, or might cut it off. Let's see what it looks like once I get this piece here. And so the whole point of putting this on here was to attach it to the back of there. And I want that to not come all the way over to my edge, because I don't want it to be too bulky on the edge. All right, so that tells me that I'm gonna glue that right about here. Now, the other thing is, these envelopes were close in height the way I made them. So I'm going to actually put this one a little higher when I glue it down. I think I'm gonna glue it down at just a little bit higher, like that. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with that. All right, so back to this piece. Line it up like that. We want it to be able to stand, so we're gonna do like that. Come in here and put some glue right here. All right, there we go. Now, to determine if I like, I do like that extra corner of that sticking out, huh? So we're gonna leave that. There we go. So that's gonna be like that. And if I round this corner, then I'll be tempted to round this corner too. Do we want to round it? Yes, let's do it. All right, so we got this ugly edge showing here. So we're just gonna take a scrap and we're gonna cover it up. That's what you do. And take the ink. I started with this chocolate, so I'm gonna continue with it and go like that. I don't worry about the words showing until I don't like the words showing, and then that's when I decide to the words that are on the envelopes, then I decide to just cover it with a scrap. Okay, get some ink on that too. And just in case, there we go. Get that all inked up there, like that. All right, and so, look, I got this little piece. Maybe I'll just cover that with that. A little thinner piece, huh? Or maybe I will cover that with that. No, we were going to use this piece. Yes, I like that. All right, so I am going to tear that and put it there. It'll give a little more strength to this piece as well. And I think I'm going to tear it above this one. There we go. And since this is just decoration, I'm going to pull out my glue stick, pick up that glob of glue, put that right back. All right, decorate that right here. And that piece, where'd that little piece go? There it is. I can put that here. We will. All right, and since this is most likely going to a friend here in town, I'm going to go ahead and use this. Came from one of our magazines. I think I will go ahead and use that right there. Yes. I'm gonna add that right there. And so you can embellish any way you want. Like I said, it's a great little project to use up your scraps though. Clear that off. I don't want it all the way to the edge. Go ahead, ink that up. Anytime I tear on a project that I'm inking the edges, I always make sure that I ink those as well. So you can see this is where I made a couple of changes to that. And we'll decide if we're going to change that at any rate. And so this one is going to go right here. So I can go ahead and glue that one down. You can see all the times I glued and then changed my mind. The main thing is you want to make sure, like I didn't, you want to make sure that the bottoms are even so that when it stands up. Okay, let me glue my pocket down. All right, so we got that here. And actually, do I want to leave that open? No, I'm gonna go ahead and glue that down. Let's glue that down. There we go. All right, so I still want to embellish this a little bit more, but as you can see, this is a very doable project. I'm gonna put this out here. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you try it. Take care.